Hello everyone, welcome to Traveling Bits. I am Jeet. These are extraordinary times due to COVID-19 pandemic. During such time, how are our travelers doing? Today we are going to talk to a traveler, Debjani Lahiri from Kolkata. She blogs on her travel on website thevagabong.com. Welcome Debjani to Traveling Bits.
Thank you so much and good evening all of you, and I hope that you people are doing absolutely fine.
All right. So first of all, can you tell us in brief about yourself and your background?
I'm actually right now I'm a full-time corporate slave, I would say, but a part-time travel blogger. Travel is my passion. That really led me to script down all my journals or my travel stories, itineraries, and reviews because I'm a solo traveler from Kolkata, and I've been traveling for quite some time now. So yeah, that's how I started penning down all my stories so that my audience, my friends, relatives, or whoever, they can just get help out of it, like the way I travel. Yeah.
Okay. When and how did you start traveling?
Ooh, that's something which is very difficult to answer because I started traveling when I was very young. Like my dad used to take me out for different places during my summer vacations. Actually, I am originally not from Kolkata. I am from Delhi. I was born and brought up in Delhi, and during summer vacation, I used to go there in the mountains, in the summer vacations and things like that. I used to go for short treks or maybe the places that he used to take me. And coming back to being as a solo traveler, like it so happened, I would say I would mark the date as, or maybe a year would be 2015 when I actually did a solo trip in Bhutan. Like I was really going through some personal problem and I wanted to head out somewhere. And that's when I have been really asking my friends, peers, that I wanted to go for a trip. Will you be able to join me? I mean, I've been thinking, planning, executing, but nobody was really ready to. And that's when I started taking up the solo trips. I said, like, I can do this alone. And then, in 2015, June, I did my first solo trip in Bhutan. Absolutely unplanned. Well, I am not a very good planner, I would say. But I did my initial booking and, those, outer layout or something like that about the plan. And that's about it. And I just went backpacking. Those were the days when Bhutan used to really allow backpacking. As in, like, you can go there without the itinerary, not like now. So yeah, this was when I was there. Yeah.
I see you tag yourself as Vagabong. What do you mean by that?
Yes. And then in 2017, I was sitting in one of the empty streets of Vietnam, somewhere in Hanoi or something. So I spoke to my friend that, yeah, fine. I mean, earlier, let me just tell you, like, I started my blog as Confessions of a Travelholic. This was my first initial name, Confessions of a Travelholic.web.wordpress. It was a WordPress site. After that, I decided to take a domain, but the name was so long that I used to have difficulty in pronouncing it. So yeah, so coming back to how I really got this name. So I was really sitting in one of the lonely streets of Vietnam with my friend, and we were like drinking, and we thought that let's give a name to my domain and a little bit shorter, because that being a very long name, even for the audience to even search for it. So then he was like, okay, fine. What would you like to name it? I said, like, oh, I'm literally having a very vagabond nature and something. And then we were like coming up with, so I am a Bengali. And as well as I'm having this vagabond nature of mine, I just pick up my bag and I can go anywhere and everywhere, like without planning. That's what I am. Like, I'm having a hobo mind. So that's when I kind of, merged these two and it came as Vagabong, which is Vagabong, not a D. And that's about it. I just got my name and I was like, this is it. This is what I am going to be known as, the Vagabong.
Okay, interesting. In these
Yeah.
days of Instagram, everybody is a traveler, influencer.
Yes.
What kind of traveler are you? A traveler for your own journey, a traveler to influence in some way, a backpacker, luxury traveler? How do you classify yourself?
Well, this question has struck me a lot of times from a lot of people also, that what kind of a traveler I am. Like over the years, I have done a lot of travels. Like, I have traveled with the group. I have traveled solo. Like I said, that I started traveling solo when I didn't get anyone. So how can I? So I would say that I don't mind backpacking also. When you say backpacking, it not necessarily mean that you're traveling actually on a very low budget or something. Yes, it is a budget traveling, and you are backpacking, as in like you are. What is the concept of a backpacker? Like you have a backpack instead of a suitcase, and that's how you kind of go to places, and you try to budget your travel. Keep it in low budget, and that's how you travel. So I would say that I am mostly a solo traveler with a backpacking style. For me, it's more to do with knowing the place and getting into getting into the actually the real aspect of the place. Like, I want to know the language, I want to know the culture, I want to know the food, I want to know. So when I go and travel to a destination, I am more interested in interaction with the people. So I don't know what exactly that defines. I'm not getting the word out of it, but I like to be more people person. For me, it's more to do with immersive travel, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, so basically you would like to be more with the local culture.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So you say you mostly do solo travel. So
Mhm.
can you talk a little bit more about solo travel and what is your take on that?
First of all, I would like to give my piece of 2 cents on solo traveling, especially for the women. I mean, I am a woman, and it takes it is a little bit more difficult, or I would say a little bit, you have to be giving more attention to when you travel solo as a girl. I mean, we all know how the world is and how the safety factors are for the girls. I would say that when you travel solo, you have to really keep in mind the idea of responsibility for your own self, responsibility for the place that you are going, responsibility for how you behave as a person, responsibility about how you are taking care of yourself. So when I travel solo, it has to be with absolute prudence. I would not really stress on the fact that how well a planner are you, or whatever. But you'll have to use the wisdom as to what kind of place that you choose. And suppose in a place, when you go out as a solo traveler, what kind of a place is that? If it is a city with it's not safe at night or something, you have to use the prudence of things. So I would say for a solo traveler, you have to be matured enough to really understand, and you really cannot go by fluke and things about, oh, I have been like this in my own city, so I will be there in the other. You have to really respect the place, first of all. So it is very important. That's why I stress the importance of being responsible for oneself and responsible for the place or the culture that you're going in. Yeah.
What does travel mean to you?
Whoa. That is something. Traveling, it's an undergoing training session for me, I would say. For me, when I travel, every time I get to learn something about myself and about the place where I'm going. It is not about a nice experience. It is not only about nice experience. It is not only about feeling good factor, or going for a solace, but it is about my own training session for my life, how I really learn from each and every aspect. Like I said, when I'm a people person, when I like to immerse in the culture, in the philosophy, and in fact the cuisine, everything. So I try to take back from everything that I see when I travel. When I'm trekking, it's my endurance power. It's knowing my own body. So I would say traveling is my training ground, where I'm really training myself to know more about myself and about this beautiful world. Yes.
Okay. So in that case, did travel change you as a person? And if yes, how?
Of course. Like I said, in 2015, I started traveling because of one of the major personal issues that I was facing. And I was seeping into some kind of depression. I was really feeling, you try to travel, you take the travel sometimes for some kind of therapy also. So I would not deny the fact that I took a travel in a sort of a respite from the kind of conditions or the situation I was facing. When I really traveled and I came back, I came back as as a new person, a more stronger, more confident. I got to know more. So it did really changed me as a person, and it really changed me to become more humble and to have the acceptance. you know there are a lot of situations where we face in life, and when we really take travel as a kind of a learning experience, and to see what exactly the other people and other places are really facing. I've been to a lot of places, like I've been to the dark tourism also, like in Cambodia and Vietnam and Poland or anywhere. Like I see the kind of people have really struggled, and the place they have risen from the ashes. So it is like you feel that how minuscule is your own problem. So you tend to, if you really learn from there, you tend to come back as a newer self. And this is what actually happened. The more you get to know about the world, the more you get to know about yourself also, that you are way above your problems. And that's how it changed me. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally concur with that. That travel definitely is a therapeutic or a healing medicine for
Yes.
people, and particularly my little experience about solo travel been that when you do a solo travel, it's like one person having a conversation with oneself along with whatever is happening surrounding. So
Yes.
good. So with that we go to our next section. So, Debjani, how many states in India you have traveled, and which are
Oh,
your favorites?
great. I would really like to say that I haven't really been to a lot of states in India per se. I would not count anything. Maybe I have gone. It's like it's a bit difficult to really put together. Maybe about 12, 13. I mean, I am not very sure if I have to really count it.
Okay,
13,
that's
14.
fine.
And okay, coming back to the favorite ones. Okay, I would like to count the recent ones. Of course, I've been traveling for a long time, but the recent ones are the ones which really flashes back in your memory. The recent
Okay,
memories. I would say that Kerala had an impact in me a lot. About again, why? Because of the people, their warmth, the kind of experience that I had, their culture. It really, really, really had a deep impact in me. I really would like to go to Kerala and go to the interiors and be there just for ecotourism or something like that. Yeah, and Pondicherry. That's also one of my favorite place. Yeah.
okay. And how many countries you have traveled outside India, and which are your favorites?
Great. For now, it's about, again, the states and the countries are almost the same almost. I have around 14. I have been to 14 countries till now.
Okay.
Well, if you really count when you travel in Europe, those small countries also becomes adds to the number. Although you can travel to one country from another country in one day itself. Um, Southeast Asia is one of my favorites, still my favorite, because I've been there maximum number of times. And out of it, Vietnam still has an impact because of its vast diversity and the kind of people. And it's a lovely country. It's a lovely country to learn a lot, to really, the people are great, the food is amazing. And look at the kind of topography that it has. Like, it has land, sea, mountain, forest, everything. Like, I really love it. Yeah, Vietnam
Okay.
is my favorite.
You said you have traveled to a lot of countries in the Southeast Asia. And one great thing I hear about Southeast Asia is their street food. And you are also from Kolkata, which is also pretty famous for street food. And then we have Mumbai and elsewhere. How do you compare street food in India and in Southeast Asia?
No comparison at all. I would still give full marks to India. Definitely, anytime. India scores the best. Okay, coming back to Southeast Asia, yes, Thailand, of course, for the street food. I mean, I'm so comfortable in the street food of Thailand. Like, I can go there and have pretty much everything. I would not really say, because I'm a Bong and I'm a Bengali and I'm a non-veg, so it is a little relatively easier for me to delve on a lot of other varieties than the vegetarian. But I would not say that you do not have any options at all. I mean, I didn't know about it when I went to Myanmar this time. I saw this amazing variety of vegetarian food. So if you compare, of course, India is such a big country and it has so much vast variety of, look at the kind of food that we have. Every state has got different street food. Who can compare with the countries outside? So there's no comparison, of course. Let's brag about our India. But coming back to street food, yes, Vietnam has got amazing street food, right from banh mi and things. And I would give 100 marks to Thailand, Thai street food. Oh my God, I can go gaga
Okay,
about it. Yeah.
great. What tips you would give for people who would like to travel more?
But the one aspect is, like, I would say that take the travel as a means of getting to know or experience a new thing. So for me, I would always have an open mind. So I would really ask the young people, especially, uh, of course we all are young at heart, so have an open mind and have that open spirit to learn new things. And I would say that, have that acceptance factor. Like, when you go there and you don't feel awkward about it, have that acceptance factor that there are people who are different. So this is one aspect of travel. Another one is, like, please save up. Like, travel requires money, definitely. I have not been able to quit my job, 9 to 5 job, and have that dream ideal way of, digital nomad, or probably I'm not been able to do that as yet, I would not say. But I am actually, I do plan a lot in terms of my monetary factor when it comes to traveling, because, if you really have to travel, you really have to cut down on the, little bit expense of what you can do in your real life. And then when you make a travel fund, like, again, make a travel fund, save up like that. If you find it difficult for you to really not segregate, because money is required, definitely, in order to travel. So yeah, please plan that way, and otherwise have an open mind. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gears you typically you carry for your travel?
Okay. The gears are mostly, definitely, number one is my camera, my phone. Phone and the camera are the must in my list. Okay, it depends on if it is a planned travel. If I am going out on any press trips or probably any bloggers meet or something where everything is planned or something, I try to take my suitcase because I really, I am a person like, I know that every time the backpacking really doesn't suits me. So those are the times you need to have a suitcase or things like that. Otherwise, my backpack is my favorite companion with me. Um, uh, so, and the gears are using, yes, the camera, the tripod, the phone, my power bank. Power bank is the most thing, vital charges, all the charging points. Okay.
What camera do you carry?
I use a mirrorless right now because I'm a travel blogger and I need to carry something very light. So I had decided last year I purchased Sony mirrorless, which was my goal actually. I wanted to get something very, very light so that I can just, carry it very easily. So I take my camera along with my kit lens, and as well as there is another lens that I'm using, 18-105, which is actually a standard zoom lens. So yeah, I do that. And I haven't, oh yes, in case if I'm going for a water sports or something like that, I do carry my action camera. Yes.
What action camera do you carry?
I don't have a GoPro right now. I bought one GitHub when I was like a little short of funds way before. So I have a GitHub Pro, which has a fairly nice quality of video that it does. Although I'm not into vlogs right now. I had made a couple of video, but I'm too busy doing my blogs. So yeah, I have a right now not so good quality action camera, which I want to upgrade very soon. Yes.
Okay. Let's go to our next question, which is very interesting. These days, adventure sports is a very exciting genre. Can you talk about your adventures in brief, like snorkeling, paragliding? What do you think about them?
I've tried diving. Yes, I have done my diving from Pondicherry, although it was a DSD, like Discover Scuba Diving, the initial level where you can just really experience. I have still not done, okay, my to-do list or the bucket list are still pending. There is a lot, like paragliding is what I want to do. Okay, snorkeling, I have done it in a lot of places, like in Malaysia, like in Thailand, and in India, I guess I have done it in Goa. Yes. I haven't done the bungee jumping as well, but yeah, I want to do that. Yes. And trekking, of course. Who doesn't add trekking in the adventure? Trekking is also part of my game plan this year, by the way.
Okay, great. We wish you best you can fulfill your wish list soon. Next,
Yes.
let me ask you this. Are you a tattoo person?
Oh, yes. I am a big tattoo person. I have this, like, if you can see, this was my first tattoo. So yeah, I have like a 4 tattoos, one at the back, which has a compass and a cosmos. So usually I did that because I wanted to have the idea of aligning the universe to myself. So that was the idea. The second tattoo was like this Volkswagen along with the snowboard, which goes that I have this nature of caravanning. So someday I want to really go into caravanning. So I have another tattoo which has a plane there in my feet, in my like ankle. So yeah, 4 till now.
And what exactly the tattoos signify for you?
Travel, mostly travel. So yeah, everything is about travel. I really want to get another more meaningful tattoo, but yeah, for now, travel is in my blood. So the tattoos are also related to the travel. Yeah.
Thank you for showing the tattoos. So, okay, there may be many people who are interested in tattoos and maybe looking for ideas. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's now go to the next section of our discussion. Your website, vagabong.com. What was the main idea behind you starting this website?
in 2016, I had gone for my Sandakpur trek. So I started penning down my day-to-day diary. Like I never had this habit of writing diary. So I started writing down. And it turned out to be like a 10-pager diary at the end of 10 day, all about my loss, failure, and, about the trek, good, bad, everything. I came back and I was just sitting with one of my friend who's a travel blogger, and I didn't know about it, like about writing or anything. It so happened that he encouraged me that why don't you write for my blog? And I did a guest blogging. I mean, whatever it was, like the entire idea, the entire diary, what I wrote, I just kind of scripted in the Word doc, and I just sent it to him with a couple of pictures, which was not even up to the mark. And he had published it, and when I really looked into it, I was like, wow, this looks nice, this looks like a typical blog. And then that's when the idea struck that what is it, like I script down my own journeys, that because I keep on traveling at least 4 times or 3 times a year, and I can write down my ideas, my tips, and the kind of travel that I do, because I've been doing that over the years. And then I logged into WordPress, and that's how Travel Confessions of a Travelholic, Confessions of a Travelholic came into being, where I wrote a couple of blogs. I was not good at it, and then after that, 2017, around August, September, I bought my own domain, and that's how the Vagabong.com started off. And that's about it. I started writing. I don't get time even nowadays. I have to write more. I'm utilizing this time to write more on I'm catching up on all my pending articles.
How much do you spend for the website in terms of money and time?
Okay, money is, I had bought this when it was like 2 years back or something. I am right now having a shared space with one of my friend who's bought the site, who's bought the hosting site. So that has been taken care. We shared it, like it was around 15,000 or something like that. We bought that space where my domain will be hosted. So that was about 2 years back, and it is for the 3 years period. So I would say that in a year, about 2,500 or 3,000 rupees is what I have to spend for a domain, and as well as a hosting site or something like that. Yes. And the time. Okay. This I am guilty as charged. I have to really spend a lot more time into it. And nowadays I'm spending a lot of time because of my corporate job that I have, and the busy schedule, because I am living my own. I don't get time to really sit on it every day, but I make sure that I sit on every weekend. So yeah.
Could you share if you do anything to promote your site or work?
Yes, the social media is my social media handles, like my Instagram, my Facebook. First of all, you have to have a very good network with the audience. Like, the important part to grow your audience is to really develop a nice relationship in terms of engagement. How your audience respond, and that aspect can come through the social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest generates a lot of traffic to your blog. So I would say that get regular at Pinterest, which I have not been doing. I have to do that. Of lately I have realized that. And yeah, so my social media handles does gives me a lot of traffic. And yeah, you have to keep updating your social media handles. Keep posting. That's the crux of it. Like, my blog page viewership right now is down, I know that, but I have to up it by posting it more and more. Yeah.
Okay. What is your vision with the website?
For now, it is, I'm trying to write more and more so that the article gets published, and after that, my vision is to really increase its DA. the domain authority and the page views for now, so that if in future I want to take it professionally, I can cash it on it. So the idea right now, I'm focusing more on writing so that I can really develop more and more views, generate views to it. So yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
How do you fund your travel?
So like I said, that I have a boring job to sustain myself. So I am doing the corporate job. I am associated with the company which I have not been able to leave, because in order to sustain my travels, I have to have the money. So yes, I am getting a lot of, I'm getting my fund from there only. I'm saving up. Definitely, it doesn't mean that I am having a lot of things. I'm saving up, and I plan a lot how to really travel in a year or something. I plan leaves as well. So yeah, that is for now funding my travels.
So if I say you have all the means and the money to sustain your travel, then are you going to quit your job and just take them as a full time?
I would love to. Actually, that has been in my plans for years now. Although I'm not a very good planner, I'm not been able to plan things up financially as of now. But yeah, given a chance that if I have a healthy stock of funds which I have saved for some time, and if I can see something that I can rely on, and I can opt for something, because it is very important to have the alternate source of income also. You cannot just go. I believe that you just cannot go absolutely jobless and non flow of money, because you need money in order to really sustain. There are a couple of ways where you can really sustain yourself without earning full time. But coming back to that, you need to have that strategy in line. So when I have the strategy in line, I know what I'm going to do after this, and I know that the money is going to come. Definitely. Yes.
Okay. Devjani, as we know, the whole world is now struggling with COVID-19 pandemic. How are you coping as a traveler?
Oh, I had just written a blog on actually hope is a decision. Like, one can really go into my blog and read about it, that how coping up. Sometimes it happens that you tend to get bogged down and you're really not able to really cope up. This has happened with everyone. I guess everyone is facing the brunt of lockdown, quarantine, and the quarantine is the new normal for everyone. So I believe that my coping up strategy is like hope. Like, I know this phase is going to be over. And for now, I am just cashing on the entire time into, learning something new, building up on my website viewership, writing more, uh, doing some more, artwork. Like, I am painting, and I'm just keeping myself engaged. I'm taking this time out to be with my family, which I've not been doing because of travels. So I have a lot of things to do apart from my work from home quota. So that apart from that, I am trying to keep myself engaged into really focusing on myself first, and this keeps me going. Yes.
Okay. What a traveler can do at this point of time to use his or her time productively.
Traveler, yes. For me, I am focusing myself I am focusing on health, first of all. I'm trying to focus on my health routine by doing some exercise, some focused meditation, reading. I'm reading a lot. Then I am writing articles. I'm catching up on all the kind of pending articles, as a traveler. And for those who are not into travel blogging or something, they can pick up any creative ideas. I would not really say that it is only about writing blogs and things. They can, I mean, so many creative ideas are there. Like, people are good at something. People can do cooking or painting or making videos, and so many ideas are just running. Just pick one and just try yourself. Like, you would see some amazing results. Yeah.
All right. Real travel may be quite some time away, and travel will not be the same in some time to come. How would you look at travel in the next 1.5 years from now?
I made my strategy. Yes, I was actually thinking about this, and this has been a most concerning issue among all the travelers. What actually happens next? What next? Are we going to travel? Sometimes we built our virtual ideas about, oh, we'll the moment this gets over, I want to head back here. I want to head there. I have, head out there. There, you make your own plans in order to have the nice, good feeling. But I would say, as a traveler, as well a responsible traveler, it is not. It is generally advisable, at least for me. I believe that it is not. It is advisable not to travel right now, even if the doors are open, because if we call ourselves responsible, you need to really understand the situation, because COVID-19 will not have its, I'm not in a position to speak about it, but I believe that the cure for COVID-19 will take another year or so, something like that. So why make the other person or the place make it more susceptible or prone to any kind of attacks if we feel responsible? So I feel that it is important to keep those travel bugs in control for now, and focus on other things, I guess, because I know it's hard to say, but world will not stop if we do not really travel or something like that. But we as a person, we should be responsible enough to really understand what is the need of the hour. And the need of the hour is to really focus on ourselves, and as well as in the healing of the earth. So as a responsible travel blogger and an influencer, my influencing ideas would be right now to focus on yourself. And in the next 1.5 year or something like that, I would like to really take up on, collaborating with the kind of homestays or maybe the ecotourism or something like that, and, try to promote them virtually by giving my piece of 2 cents. And probably I would really have a conscious decision of traveling less, or at least for this year. Yeah.
Okay. And before I let you go, you say with hobo mind. Cambridge Dictionary says hobo means someone who does not have a job or a house, or who moves from one place to another. On the other hand, I also found that hobo is an American slang, meaning a person who lives by sponging off other people. What do you exactly convey with hobo mind?
That's really something which a lot of people actually had pointed things at, because hobo is something like, not for the second one as American slang or something, but when I say that a hobo mind is, sometimes for me it's like a transition of my mind from one place to another. It is like sometimes I'm not grounded. Right now, irony of the situation is I'm trying to focusing not to have a hobo mind, but in general I do have a transition of my mind state from one place to another place to another place, for the sake of learning new things, for the sake of, as I said to my audience, that I love to learn, I love to meet with people, I love to gain knowledge about people, culture, tradition, and new places. So the idea is having that constant transition and constant quest, that my mind is going to go at different places without being grounded. So if you ask me which is your favorite, it will be very hard to say. I would say that every experience of me has been like my favorite.
Okay, yeah. Great. Thanks, Debjani, for taking time to talk with Traveling Bits. Viewers, you can follow Debjani on Instagram handle, _Vagabong, and the Vagabong on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to Traveling Bits channel on YouTube and click on the bell icon for updates. Stay home, stay safe. God bless you.